Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers, and I am on day number 2 on my 16-day trip. And you guys, I didn't realize how hard this was going to be until I started to sleep last night and realized how much I missed my wife and family. So this is going to be brutal. So I'm going to do a little bit of a vlog update. We'll be doing an update and report on Redfin, and I'm going to take you guys with me on this trip. I'm on my way to Denver. I'm going to be driving about 12 hours from here. So this trip, you guys, this trip is so far, this is only day 2, is way more brutal than I thought. To give you guys a quick update on Dallas housing market, unbelievable with new construction. Kind of blew me away how much new construction spec homes there were. I mean, they have so many spec homes in Dallas, but also the amount of new construction apartment complexes. I mean, it's absolutely outrageous. So I'm really excited to go to Denver. But you guys can see, this is why this trip kind of sucks so much. Look at this. I mean, this is where I'm going to be living in places just like this for the next 3 weeks. And I don't know about you, but I definitely prefer to sleep in my own bed than a hotel. It is what it is, guys. But let's jump right into this Redfin article right now. Now, the name of this article is Housing Market Update. Buyers have few things to be thankful for this week, with listings rising and mortgage rates falling. And do me a favor, you guys, for all of the effort, for banging this video out on 3 hours of sleep, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and please, you guys, shoot me some comments below, specifically if you have any intel on the Denver market, because that's exactly where I'm headed right now. Now, this week, Redfin decided not to post any paragraphs, really, no report whatsoever. So we're gonna jump right into the leading indicators. But before we do, I just wanna continuously remind everyone how, misleading the trajectory of the graphs are with Redfin. One of the leading data providers for real estate is manipulating their graphs in a way that I believe is deceitful. And that's not a question of an opinion, guys. They are over-exaggerating price increases and drastically under-exaggerating price decreases. Again, we don't have to guess this. Really, the only argument would be whether or not they're intentionally doing it. Being that they're a real estate company and incredibly bullish, I lean towards the fact that, yeah, they're definitely intentionally doing that. But do me a favor, guys, comment below. I want to know what you guys think. Let's go into this week's leading indicators. And obviously, some really cool stuff to talk about. Not necessarily the interest rates going down, but the inventory coming to the market's pretty cool. But let's start with interest rates. So interest rates right now, as far as a daily average, is sitting at 7.32%. As far as a weekly average, we're sitting at 7.29%. So the housing market is still incredibly, you guys, incredibly overpriced, unaffordable. No one can afford this stuff. So even though the rates have been going down slightly, ever so slightly, they're really not low at all when we compare the price. But moving on to the next indicator. Mortgage purchase applications are down a whopping 20%. We could feel the recession right now as far as being professionals in this industry. People are suffering, guys. And that's not just realtors. That's pretty much every professional in this industry is suffering in some way. Now, next is Redfin home buying demand. That is down a massive amount, you guys. That's down 7%. So again, the fact that demand is lower than this time last year is going to mean a few things. Either prices are going to continue to go down, or as soon as inventory starts coming back, prices will continue to go down then, because again, demand absolutely crushed right now. That's absolutely great news, down 7% year over year. Now, as far as Google Trends and overall interest in the housing market, that's down also 7% year over year. Now, touring activity, people getting out there, interested in houses, that's down, y'all. Y'all ready for this? 23% from the start of the year. That is incredible. So again, I really think that there's something extremely suspicious going on right now in the housing market. Demand is all-time low. We're having inventory growth in the later months of the year, and yet prices are somehow flat. I don't buy it, you guys, and we already know a lot of these people we can't even trust. And also, I want to point this out. Remember, Redfin just started adding new construction. Okay, I think they added 40,000 or 20,000 listings for new construction. So it's possible that that is what's having an impact on the median 4-week rolling average that they're reporting. I don't know that for sure, but I do know for a fact that they did add multiple listings for new construction. And if they're adding that to the data, obviously, you guys, it's not a fair comparison. Comment below on whether or not you think they're doing that. I made a quick pit stop somewhere in between Dallas and Denver. And what I'm gonna talk to you guys about next is basically this week's winners and losers as far as the metro areas that have had the most significant price increases and decreases. And what we're gonna do this time is try to figure out why. Like, why are some metro areas still exploding? Prices still going up like crazy. And then why are other metro areas like Austin completely being wrecked? Now, in order to do that, let me first throw up the winners and losers. So as far as this week's winners and losers, let's go over the winner section first. Now, the first metro area, number one, Anaheim. Anaheim's sitting at an increase in prices year over year, not from peak. Okay, it's really important to understand. We're talking year over year, not peak. But Anaheim is up 17.4%. Cincinnati up 12.6%. San Diego back on the list, sitting at number 3 at 12.6%. Baltimore's at 10.2% come up. West Palm Beach sitting at 9.9%. Now, first of all, the reason why personally I think that you're seeing these types of metro areas do what appears to be well is, first, again, we're not going from peak, but also those are metro areas that have almost no inventory. So I think why we're seeing that, that quote unquote strength and the resilience in those metro areas is, quite frankly, they don't have inventory. And by inventory, what I'm talking about is new construction. I mean, look at the list, guys. I mean, none of those metro areas really have an abundance of new construction. In fact, they could all gain. And I know specifically Anaheim, San Diego, not a lot of building going on there. So they're at the mercy of the existing housing market. And another thing, guys, like for example, with San Diego, I believe a lot of it is old money, maybe like boomer money and stuff of that nature, because I could guarantee you it ain't millennials buying. Most millennials cannot afford to live in San Diego. The cost to own in San Diego, outrageous. Now, other reasons why I think some metro areas are strong, maybe like El Paso, is because homes are still relatively affordable when compared to the median average income. So we see strength in metro areas that are still relatively affordable to the average person, and we also see the strength in metro areas with literally no new construction. Now, when we go to the other side of the list, which is the loser column, we see immediately that 3 of the 4 metro areas are in Texas, starting with Austin at a loss of 9.3%. Again, that's not from peak. Then number 2 is San Antonio at a loss of 3.4, and then followed by Portland at 1.9, and another Texas metro area at 1.2. I mean, think about it, guys. How could 3 metros of the 4 be from Texas? Texas has the most new construction than any other state in the nation, and I believe that's why we're seeing the price cuts happen so strongly in Texas. Now, remember, when it comes to existing, I would say maybe about 30% of active listings right now being sold under distress, or rather forced selling. But when it comes to new houses, remember, 100% of the inventory is forced selling. The builders have to sell their house. Now, as far as Portland, Oregon, the reason I think Portland, Oregon is on this list with the losses is I believe, and I'll have to recheck the data, but Portland, Oregon is the number 1 metro area of migration out of the state. So demand is completely gone. In fact, it's completely wrecked. Now, probably the reason that is the job market. And really, we haven't seen the job market fall apart across the country. If that happens, you guys, bad things will come with that. Now, I have a lot of people asking, Travis, when should I buy? When should I buy? And honestly, guys, in my opinion, there are really 2 things we need to take a look at. The first thing is yourself, right? You shouldn't be doing anything right now unless you have an abundance, a fair amount of money saved, because we have to weather the storm. We're not even in recession. And when things get tight and things collapse and things crash, we need that nest egg to survive. So again, the first thing is it depends on you. Credit, income, and assets. And then the second thing it depends on is the house. Can you find a house with cash flow and wedge? If you can find a house with cash flow and wedge and you have no consumer debt, you have money saved, well then maybe, and you don't care about the price, then maybe go buy a house. But either way, what we're seeing right now is not a uniform price crash. The prices are crashing only in certain metro areas. Now, as far as new construction, that's crashing everywhere. On a national average, remember, the prices of new homes are down 15.7%. So there's been a bit of a weather change. It's about 33 degrees right now. Absolutely freezing, and I'm still in Texas. Went to another road stop, as you guys can see that. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna visualize the data and go over the first 3 charts, which is the median sales price, median asking price, and the mortgage payment. all very, very important things when it comes to the demand for houses. So that was freezing cold. Let's start with median sales price. And here's my issue, you guys, and you can go back to all of my videos and you can see this for yourself, the trajectory, okay? The trajectory should be showing us a downward trend because that's what happened this week. It was only a moderate drop in median sales price. When we don't see that in the trajectory, we really don't know that. So it's super, obviously guys, super disappointing, but median sales price is up. Really surprised, 4.6% year over year. And one of the reasons that may be is because the only buyers in the market right now are people that are, quite frankly, rich. And that may be what we're seeing here, because again, I can find houses right now at 2021 values right now in my own metro area. Now let's go to median asking price. Now median asking price, the gap between median asking price and median sales price is narrowing, but it is up 6.3% year over year. I mean, we've had a pretty beast rebound this year as far as prices, not transactions. Obviously, guys, transactions are crashing. We have the bare minimum crash for new houses, but for existing, it's just very, very odd, very suspicious stuff here with the data. And when we look at home buying housing payments, I mean, you could see, you know, when we look at this, who's buying right now? I mean, with these prices, this is an absolute double whammy. The people that are buying right now are not only purchasing, most people, again, not all people. There's still some people purchasing wisely. And if you're watching me, I hope you're one of those people if you did purchase recently. But there's a double whammy. Not only are they purchasing overpriced houses with a PE ratio of about 7.4, they're also purchasing with payments completely out of control. And the fact that they're this much higher than they were last year is just amazing to me, absolutely astonishing to me. Let's talk about the really important stuff now, like supply and inventory. And remember what comes first: the interest rates, sales and new construction, and then prices. So we're definitely on stage 1 and 2. You guys, I had to pull over real quick. Your boy is struggling right now on this drive to Denver. Got my Wendy's real quick. But I want to show you something before I go over the stats. Take a look at this and keep in mind, I'm in Texas right now. Look at all this snow. Look at this. Look at that. This is Texas, you guys, look. That's snow. That's Texas snow, that's insane. But anyways, so remember this, the prices, and pretty much everyone can confirm this, even if you're bullish, the prices are being propped up predominantly by the lack of inventory. So when we get that inventory come back, especially in spring, and then imagine this, imagine a double whammy. Not only will normal inventory come back in spring, but everyone on the sidelines will come back as well once the interest rates drop. So it's possible that we have an inventory explosion this year that creates additional pressure on house prices to go down. But let's go into the data right now. Starting with new listings of homes, really cool to see this, that we're outpacing where we were at last year. We're actually up year over year 5% for new listings. Again, more good news. The quantitative tightening starting to be felt, and obviously the bank bailout at the beginning of this year starting to kind of dissipate. And don't forget, you guys, we already had a deflationary event happen, a systemic failure, but the Federal Reserve bailed out the banks and obviously kicked the can down the road. That happened this year. Now let's move on to active listings. And sadly, we're at about 870,000. Doesn't look like I'm gonna win my bet. The good news is I'm on my way to Sacramento to see Johnny, and I'm gonna hand deliver that dollar just in case. So Johnny, if you're watching this, look out for that dollar. It's coming to you. I'm gonna drive from Texas to Sacramento to hand you your dollar, Johnny. I hope you feel blessed. So anyways, guys, take a look at the months of supply available on the market. Now, the months of supply is basically, it takes into account the demand, and we've actually been going up pretty significantly. We're sitting at 3.7 months of supply. Remember, guys, generally in order for the market to be a balanced market, we need 4 to 5. In order for it to be a buyer's market, we need 6 or more months of inventory. So that's going up. We really want to see this continue to go up into next year, throughout all of next year, actually. Probably one of the only ways that's going to happen is the Federal Reserve is going to need to keep interest rates high. And the thing is, the housing market is going to automatically collapse as long as the Fed doesn't do anything. If the interest rates stay elevated where they're at right now, then it's going to naturally collapse. We already saw that happen last year. So all that needs to happen is nothing, and prices will go down. Okay, guys, I finally got here. That was absolutely brutal, but I am in Denver. My hotel is right there, and I want to talk now about, obviously, price cuts and buying demand. So let's start with price cuts. Let me throw up the chart. You guys can see, again, historical price cuts sitting at right now 6.5%. So 4-week rolling average, 6.5%. That's huge, guys. And that's a new 4-year record for this month. So price cuts are absolutely exploding. We don't have to guess that, you guys. It's 15 degrees here. It's so cold right now. Jeez Louise, there's snow on the ground. There's ice, 15 degrees. Man, my butt is beat. Can you see the pain in my eyes? Can you feel that pain in my eyes? Man, that's crazy. Anyways, back to demand. Let's take a look at demand now. You guys can see demand is also down a whopping 7% year over year. That is a new 4-year record for this time of year. So we have price cuts absolutely exploding. We have demand at a 4-year low for this time of month. I mean, we have all of the things that we need right now for prices to continue to go down. As long as things just stay where they're at, we're gonna be just fine. So in conclusion, let's remember where we came from. So if you're worried that you missed out and you could have got a deal of your lifetime, remember what you walked away from, if you walked away at all, which is essentially bidding wars, appraisal gaps, waiving contingencies for home inspections. And that's a primary reason why the home buyer's remorse right now is so awful. So just understand that and be calm right now. And let's also think back at what's been going on with quantitative tightening. Now remember, quantitative tightening started March of 2022. And I started YouTube about what, 1 week before quantitative tightening? So I start YouTube 1 week before quantitative tightening. Quantitative tightening starts and the housing market prices peak around May of 2022. Now remember, home prices went down from May, depending on the metro area, but overall from May until the end of January. And the reason I'm telling you that is understand that the housing market has only been going up for about 7 months, and it has gone down 11 months since quantitative tightening. So we already know that quantitative tightening and the interest rates being where they're at is enough to bring prices of houses down. The important thing to understand what happened this year as well is March of 2023, unfortunately, they bailed out the banks. And I believe that that event would have triggered deflation in our market in many different areas. And we also probably would have had unemployment. So understand you're not missing out on a deal of your lifetime. You may be missing out on interest rates, the lowest interest rates of our lifetime, but not, and I repeat, not the deal of a lifetime. I believe the deal of the lifetime is in the future, in the near future, again, depending on the metro areas. And you guys just don't forget, do the homework, do the research in your own local housing market so you understand what's going on. You want to be able to believe in yourself and you want to be able to trust yourself because again, you guys remember, this is your investment. No one's going to care about your investment like you care about your investment. You guys see my hotel? I am not looking forward to these hotel stays. I'll tell you that right now. So tomorrow I'm going to be going all over Denver. We're going to find new construction, a bunch of apartments being built. Overall, I think it's going to be a good time. I think I underdressed though for this weather. It is freezing. I never knew it was going to be 15 degrees. But either way, you guys, if you can, like this video, comment below and share with me what you gained from this video. Maybe you gained something, maybe you didn't. Either way, you guys, if you're out there investing in real estate, I wish you luck and I hope you win.